and which was for me a game changer. Okay, I filmed a video about this, about how I moved from 3,000 followers to over 10k followers in less than 3 weeks, and it's because of this thing that I did. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome to the channel. My name is Michelle Expert, and I hope that you're going to enjoy all the content that is on this channel and that is to come. Now, I know a lot of people usually ask themselves, do influencers or people that create content online actually make money? And by the title of this video, you might have just seen that we actually do make a bit of money. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the feedback that I got from the brands and people that I got to work with this year. One of my greatest things that I really love doing in my business and within my social media career is that every time I'm selected for something, a campaign, a job, whatever the case is, I usually like to ask why, because that feedback allows me to know what it is that people are wanting to buy from me or people are wanting me for, and then I can actually make that better. So that's how I usually prefer to run my business. Now, I want to make it known that my brand, if you've been following me on Instagram, you kind of know the evolution of my brand over the past couple of years. But more than anything, my brand only started picking up around end of 2021 into 2022, and obviously way into 2022, the peak rose a lot more. So I was never like affiliated or related or anything with like a super famous person, because to be honest, those things do kind of help a bit. But more than anything, I was building my brand from literally the get-go, from scratch, and applying several strategies that I spoke about on my Twitter account, on my Instagram as well, and those things actually help. But today I want to share with you guys how I made 100k in South African rands with less than 12k followers on my Instagram in 2022. And to be honest, guys, that for me, when I was actually doing that recon for my Instagram, I realized that the sky is the limit, and I definitely want to make a lot more in the coming year. And the new strategy is basically going to double down on all of these things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. But more than anything, I am going to be doing a video on my social media strategy that I know you guys will love. So stay tuned to that. Now, let's actually start. I've noted a few things for you guys here, and let's get into it. The first thing that really helped me make a lot of money last year, or the 100k, is great engagement. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of brands, you can have the numbers, but if you don't have the engagement, you basically are kind of useless to them. And what is engagement? Engagement is likes. It's more than likes these days. It's comments. It's continuous comments, conversations. It's people engaging with you in the DMs. It literally speaks for itself. It is engagement. And these are the things that I actually did to derive that engagement on my social media platform. The first thing that I did is every time I wrote my captions in a way that allows people to kind of comment or prompts people to comment rather. So for instance, I'd write a caption, then towards the end ask like a leading question for people to answer. And then the second thing I did over and above that is that when people then answered that question, what I would then do is that I would engage with them to create a further conversation. So somebody would answer the question and my response wouldn't be, oh, super awesome. My response would be, oh, that's great. When did you start doing that thing? Or, oh, that's awesome. Are you still struggling with that thing? So that they respond. And then more, so imagine under my comment section, I'm having, because not everybody is going to, kind of get into that bait. But let's say out of all my comment section, I've got 10 comments and 3 people are really conversating with me. That really creates high engagement on that specific post and on my account, because it seems like people are still coming back to that content. So that was super important. The other thing that also helped me get a lot of engagement was posting on my stories. This is absolutely awesome, because I don't know if you've seen this, and this happens on my account, and I've seen it happen on a lot of people's accounts, is that people actually watch your stories more than they get to see a post. So you want to then kind of use your stories as a hook factor for people to know what it is that you're posting about, what it is that you're actually doing, and creating conversations as well there, because that also drives the engagement where people make comments and now people can react onto your stories, and that really helps you build that engagement that you want for your brand. So it becomes absolutely important. Engagement for me was really important in terms of making this amount that I'm sharing with you guys. The second thing is diversifying my niche. Now, let me just say that this is a bit of a controversial point, but I'm hoping that I can explain it to you in a way that is palatable. Now, I know we talk a lot about finding a niche and sticking to it, and I 100% agree with that advice. I am for it. It is something that I also did and something that has worked for my brand. However, I do have come to believe that there is a way you can diversify on a specific niche. So for instance, if you've been following me for quite a while on my Instagram and my Twitter, you know that I've always posted about entrepreneurship and a tiny bit of personal development and sales. Now, what I then began to do last year is I started putting in a bit of my personal life in the mix. Now, how I did it, I just wasn't saying, oh my God, look at me, my personal life is so awesome. No, how I actually did it was that I said to myself, okay, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's experienced in sales and somebody who enjoys personal development content, I am a human being. So how about I bring forth that aspect of myself as a woman and as a human being onto the platform? So for instance, I started sharing a lot about the kind of food that I enjoy. I started sharing the kind of places that I enjoy. I was pregnant and I delivered a baby last year. I started sharing my pregnancy journey. I started sharing my delivery journey, my motherhood journey, which is something that I already do. Now, what I did with that is I kind of opened my niche in a way that allows me to speak to more brands. So what this did is if a mom or let's say a kiddies brand want to work with me, they can still work with me, and it doesn't take away from the fact that I talk about entrepreneurship and sales. It is because that account belongs to Michelle Expert and it doesn't belong to a company, right? So Michelle Expert is a woman who's multifaceted, who's also a mom and can do mom things, and I post a lot of mom things, who's also a partner and can do love lives here things and whatnot, who also enjoys food, also enjoys this and this, and I can share a bit of that, but obviously within the right percentages so that you don't confuse your audience. But that for me, I saw it really work well onto my profile, and I saw it attract other brands that were quite interested in me as a person as opposed to just this one specific niche. So I do think that diversifying your niche correctly, the right way, obviously with a strategy to it, is absolutely helpful because it will help you be able to open yourself up to more brands. But more than anything, I also think that it helps people get to know you better. It helps your audience get to know you better because you're taking them on this journey that makes you as the entrepreneur, that makes you as the creator, which I think has been super powerful for my brand thus far. So that is definitely something that you really want to get into. And the third one is something we scream all the time. This is spoken about literally every single time. Every time you watch a video that is similar to this video, you watch a video about how to grow, how to make money, this is something that they will never not talk about. And it is consistency. I know you're probably tired of hearing it, and I know it's one of those things that everybody says, but guys, I am telling you, consistency definitely helps. So what I did last, and actually most of 2020, this is something that 2021, this is something that I did really, really well into last year. I started being so consistent, but I doubled down on my content. So what I started doing is I started posting twice a day, and I got into Reels because then Reels were quite a thing, and the Instagram algorithm was actually pushing Reels a lot further. And what I did is I would post a picture in the morning and a Reel in the evening. Okay, this really helped my account grow a lot because number one, any single platform, it could be Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, YouTube, right? The main core focus is trying to get people to be on their platform. And if you as a creator, you need to be able to, you as a creator need to be able to help people be on the platform. So you need to post regularly so people can come and see. You need to make them engage so that they can spend a lot of their watch time on that platform. And that's what consistency does. So what Instagram then does is they look at that and they say, okay, this person seems to be creating great content that a lot of people are enjoying, and they are a bit consistent and people keep coming back to their page. Let's put this person in the eyes of other people so that those other people can also be on Instagram a lot watching her content. You get it? It's literally a give and take, and you can have this if you begin to be consistent. So this is such a powerful tool, you guys. And it applies literally everywhere. And also, I think it does build a trust. And I talk about this a lot in my other videos. It does build a lot of trust between you and your audience in a sense that you will always show up and you will always be there. So just get on it. Just start being 100% consistent and you will see the results that you're going to get. And then the fourth one, which was, for me, a game changer, okay? I filmed a video about this, about how I moved from 3,000 followers to over 10K followers in less than 3 weeks. And it's because of this thing that I did. I started posting Reels. Now, towards the end of 2021, Reels were booming and Instagram was pushing a lot of people that were posting Reels because not everybody was posting Reels. And people, I think, kind of sort of did not understand how they would be able to do it at that time. And I jumped onto that bandwagon. And guys, I am telling you, the amount of followers that came flooding were absolutely awesome. Now, the nice strategy around it is I was creating Reels according to my niche so that I can get the kind of audience that is really suitable accountable for what it is that I am trying to do. So this was very powerful. Post reels. And guys, I know that there's been a lot of talks about like reels recently not being a thing, about how they're not pushing you anymore and all of that stuff. I can totally understand that, but they are still working. I posted a recent reel about a couple of weeks ago, I think around Christmas or just after Christmas, and it literally gained me more than 200 followers. So this thing is still working and you can still jump on it. And don't be overwhelmed by thinking that you have to post like these big reels and take all of this big content. No. You can literally just start small. You can literally start with pictures. These days you can create like a catalog and make it a reel and put music and put a great message to it. You can take a 5-second video, whatever the case is, but find ways that make it easier for you to create that content and for you to show up on this platform in a way that is authentic to you, but in a way that also helps you grow. So Reels was an absolute game changer. And the last one that I'm going to share with you guys is also something that a lot of people advise you to do, and that is to create great quality content. Now, this is absolutely important. Now, look, I always say, look at it this way, right? If brands or companies are going to be working with you, right, as soon as they pay you to talk about their brand, to promote, or whatever the case is, right, what they're basically saying is that they're affiliated with you and they're associated with you. Now, brands want to associate themselves with people that have great quality content and people that create content that is clean and that is neat and that also represent the aesthetic and the feel and the look and the values of that particular brand. And quality content is usually one of the first kind of basis that you have to kind of leap through for you to begin to get those brand deals. Now, another thing that I also saw which really worked in my favor in terms of creating quality content was that I realized that you don't need like the studio, the light, you don't need all those fancy things. You need to work with what you have and kind of know how you can manipulate the resources that you have to ensure that they give you the best quality. So for instance, before I had lighting, I've shared my journey with you guys before. Before I had lighting, I used to use natural lighting. I used to be in the sun, make sure that my posts look really nice and etc. etc. Same thing for YouTube, right? Before I had literally, as I'm filming this video right now, my mic stopped working. This is the fourth take of this video. My mic stopped working and I'm currently using my cell phone as my mic, right? You can't wait to get the right equipment to start. You have to keep going anyway so that you can give quality. The aim for me with this video right now is to give you guys quality sound, and I am doing whatever it takes to make sure that you get sound that is audible enough and that is great. Now, that's how you need to look at the work that you're trying to do and how you want to develop and work through your social media platform. Is you need to start creating quality content, and don't wait for the perfect equipment. Don't wait to attain the things. Try use what you have. YouTube is your best friend, guys. On YouTube, like literally, you can Google how to have sound without a mic, how to have great sound without a mic, how to and you'll find these solutions and start applying them. And only when you start working and start doing the work, you can begin to develop and work your brand to a point where you can then start earning the money so that you can buy these things that you need. So before we end the video, I want to leave you guys with a bonus tip that I also think is very important. And that is that you need to position yourself. You need to position your brand for the brands that you want to work with. Now, with being on social media, I always say if you are planning to earn money, you need to start looking at it as a business, which means that you need to sit down and think about the aesthetic that you're trying to bring across. You need to start thinking about what you want to communicate, but also more than anything, the brands you want to eventually affiliate yourself with, and start creating content that entices those brands, and also content that also kind of calls or brings those brands in because it aligns, right? So don't just create from a place of, I just need to create content because I need to be consistent. No, be strategic about the kind of content that you want to create. And in this strategy, you need to be able to position yourself that if X brand is the person that you want to work with, how do you create posts that can show X brands that, hey, you would be able to work with them? Because should you go on like a humans platform where you're going to be bidding for campaigns, they also do look at the other campaigns that you've done. What does your profile look like? What is your work? How is it? So you need to then kind of begin that work for yourself. So for 2023, we are doing a lot of strategies around how we can make a lot more money on social media. I'm looking forward to doing a remake of this video, but giving you guys a better and a larger amount that I would have made on Instagram this year, because I definitely want to focus on it, because I did see that it is obviously another income stream of mine that I can focus on and eventually make more money. I am going to be doing another video sharing with you guys my social media strategy in detail that I think is going to be super helpful for you. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you very much, guys, for watching this video towards the end. If this video really spoke to you a lot, absolutely let me know in the comment section. And also, what is hindering you from growing on Instagram? Leave it in the comment section, and maybe I can start finding solutions of things that have helped me and other people that I interact with that I can also use in film videos to actually help you. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, you guys. It is absolutely free. It helps me as a creator actually grow, because we are gunning for 10K followers literally in the next few months, which is a goal of mine. So I'm really excited for that. Please do subscribe. Tell your friends, your aunties, your nieces, your uncles, every single person who's not subscribed to this channel and that loves this content to definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a video. So I love you guys so much. Have yourselves a beautiful one. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.